coronavirus with his Ripperita bloody she ought to be congratulated Meadow Lee virus. You know,
what's next? We've had the...
there's nothing they can do that will surprise me.
We've had what? Bird flu?
Swine flu? Y2K?
Y2K?
Can you imagine?
The end of the world, 2012. And now we've got coronavirus. So we've had bird, swine, beer. What's next?
Digital. Y2K bug.
Human, Mayans.
What did you say, beer? They infected beer.
It's coronavirus. So you got bird.
Oh, you're an idiot.
Swine. You're looking for the pattern here.
Actually,
What's the next big virus?
Actually, no, you are a f***ing idiot. I'll tell you why. I wouldn't be trusting that Vietnamese beer that you buy at Aldi and drinking that shit.
Well, if I can survive a case of that, then the coronavirus got nothing on me.
The battle. This is going to be good. With Benny and Az.
According to... Yeah, we just had to put their... We're not getting any money for having their ad on there, by the way, for Find Out. So here it is again. According to their latest drunk shopping survey, almost a quarter of American consumers shop while they're munted, which is good news for retailers, don't you think? Because there's a store called Nordstrom who have in-store bars over in the States.
Liquor them up and take their dosh.
Whilst the percentage ads of Americans who admit to shopping under the influence decreased slightly in the past year to 22.9% compared to 26.4%.
That's still a big percentage.
I know. The average spending on drunk purchases increased from $674.96 to $768.58. In total...
What, per spend or per year?
In total, Americans spend $44.9 billion on drunk purchases in the last year. Now, you may be thinking, hang on a minute, that has to be done from the laptop. This is done from the couch whilst they're watching, Sunday night football or whatever. No. They go into the stores munted.
No doubt they drive.
No, they probably drove
in their pickup truck.
They've probably driven in the pickup truck or their broken Buick or Pinto, but that's not the point. They're actually there. Well, it is the point. Like, where's the RBT? They do RBT differently in the States, the five.
You just got to walk a straight line.
And touch your nose and all that kind of thing.
Dance a jig or some shit.
Like, why wouldn't they just go, no, we're putting you on the bag. We can blow into this.
Yeah, but see, the problem is that I think all of the breathalyzer machines are metric. So they'll never be able to work out how drunk anyone is. Because it's like, how many freedom pounds per square inch foot mile is this in blood alcohol? It says 0.05. I can't read it.
Who would you think would be the most prone, out of all the generations, the most prone to go munted shopping?
Boomers.
No, it's millennials.
Of course it is. And they cry poor.
They do cry poor.
What about us poor Gen Xers? Me and Benny, by the way, are Gen X. Gen X has been forgotten about. We were the poor generation in between boomers and millennials, right?
Yeah.
And we kind of almost were able to buy houses and have a decent job and go to uni and not get crippled by fees. And then 40 years later, all the Gen Xers are sitting back going, what the happened?
Yeah.
Like, there's boomers, there's millennials, then there's us in the middle. And I don't know. Like, I used to be cool. Now I'm an old man.
When were you cool?
I was cool for a period in 1991 for about 13 minutes, I think.
No, I think you resurged in your cool when you had that, 20-centimetre mobile phone hanging off your belt.
That photo.
Because then it'd be like, oh, can I just make a call? And you go, off, it cost me too much to make a call. They went, well, why the have you got the bloody thing anyway?
Because I can.
Jesus Christ. You're like,
that's back when SMSs were like $2 each.
That doesn't matter. The point is you're walking around like a Jedi, but never using your saber. Like, yeah, good on you, Buddhist. You're the Buddhist Jedi I've ever seen.
That makes no sense.
Okay, you're the most frugal mobile phone owner I ever saw back in 9798.
Yeah, well, because it was
what?
Expensive.
Then why have the thing?
Because I wanted a phone.
Good for you. So millennials, okay, they're the most prone to drunk shopping with 42.1% of respondents.
They buy rice flour and sundresses.
Now, Gen Z were closely followed at 35.4%. Millennials had the highest average spend on drunk purchases at $879.21, followed by Gen X.
Oh, that's us.
That's us. $797.49 average spend, and then Gen Z, $650.48 on their average spend. Regionally, okay, let's break it down even further.
Righto.
You lushes. Drunk shopping was fairly consistent in the last year. The highest percentage of drunk shoppers in the northeast of America, and had also the highest average spend at $1,195.
Bloody hell, that's per purchase.
Yeah. Now, the state that spends the least, Washington State in America, had the highest average spend, followed by Massachusetts and then New York. The state with the least spend whilst they're on the cans is North Dakota. You want to know what their average spend is?
Oh, about $400.
Under $100.
Oh, that's a bit more reasonable.
Under $100. So what have you gone out and just purchased whilst you're on the munt?
Like a snowplow or something, obviously, from the numbers that you've been rattling off.
No. What I'm asking you personally, what did you...
Oh, what have I bought?
What have you gone, like, you know, this is great idea. I need ka-ching.
What random shit have I bought while drunk?
Do you do most of your drunk shopping online, or will you actually head down to the store?
No, I don't head anywhere when I'm drunk. I did buy, what did I buy? An electric Hello Kitty toothbrush.
What?
For my partner.
Well, on the munt?
On the munt.
Let me guess, you're sitting in your blow-up spa, you got your phone there going, this is me vibrates too. I can tell. Look, I pretty much
have a look at my Wish.com history, maybe.
No, it'll give you coronavirus. But the point is,
coronavirus got here quicker than all my purchases from Wish.
You've used that on another podcast. The one thing that I actually did purchase, it wasn't a drunken purchase. It was more of a whim, and you were actually present. We had to drive, and I go, PlayStation or not. We'll get 75 minutes from the intersection. It was either right to go home.
That's right.
Or left to go to Harvey Norman to buy it. I bought a PlayStation 3, verbal listeners, but I didn't just buy a PlayStation 3 sensibly. No, it had been released maybe 5 weeks prior. Maybe, if that. Yeah, it was over $1,000. Now, I've never spent anything on a home console in my life for that thing, but it is rare now because it does work. It is boxed up. It is very, very nice. I've made sure it's all good. It's been repaired because it got injured, okay, but it works fine. It is backwards compatible with PS1, PS2, and then PS3. So I think it was money well spent. But you just laughed.
60 gig fat.
Yeah, 60 gig fat. And then you bought a controller.
Oh, I'm not going to sit there and watch you play it when we're living together. I'm like, we're going to get some bloody two-player games on this bad boy. And
what was that game you got? Forgotten Realms? Or what was the game you bought?
Christ, I can't remember the name.
Forgotten something.
It was
an RPG game. I hate those games. I really do. Although I have made some bad mistakes when I have been munted purchasing things. Like, for example, though, I will say, like, usually it's maybe the servo when you think that, like, a pie and a milk is going to be the way to go. And then you end up by, like, you get the taxi, like, you call the taxi, you get the taxi from the servo because you've hoofed it, right? So you've knocked out a whole bunch of blocks there in the tariff, right?
Yeah, of course.
And then you buy, like, you know, like in the plastic magazine, blokes will know this, and I did it when I was younger. You know, you get a couple of episodes, magazines, couple of, what do you call a magazine?
Strike book?
No, but like not an episode, but you get like an issue. That's
issue.
It.
Oh, yeah. Right, yeah. Issue of the strike book.
So you get a couple of issues of a stroke book in the plastic, might be shaved, might be whatever. Picture map, like Bad Girls Unleashed, whatever. So you go, unsuccessful night at the club. This is when I'm younger, of course. And then you go home, and then you wake up the next day going, that magazine cost me how much? That was a $50 stroke book.
I remember rolling into the servo in a taxi full of lads one night.
Was I there?
Yeah, you were actually.
Right.
To get pie, Coke or whatever, and maybe a pack of darts, and rolling past the DVD stand in the servo. Now,
they had a DVD. Oh, hang on, they do. Yeah.
And I never saw the appeal of buying DVDs at the servo until I rolled in there 3 sheets to the wind one night. I got my pie, I got my milk. And,
you bought a Vin Diesel one, didn't you?
No, I bought. What did I buy? I bought the Bill and Ted pack. So I got Excellent Adventure, Bogus Journey, and The Adventures of Ford Fairlane. For some reason, I thought I needed those movies in my life, and I had every plan to go home and binge watch all three of them, one after the other, while drinking more piss
No, what happened?
and eating my pie.
You sat down, ate the pie, had a beer, fell
And
asleep.
the DVD player was still open the next morning, didn't even get a disc in it.
No.
And my wife was just like, why?
In your state, you could not have gotten a disc in it.
No.
So drunk purchasing, $44.9 billion industry in the United States. I just want to put that out there. That's a lot of money.
We need to tap into that market.
Hit us up on the socials at thebirdle.com.au.
Speed round time, so let's hit the bell as I've got to play you some audio. This is sensational audio, okay? Now, listen, I've done my time in radio. I've never actually done talkback radio. That's one thing I've never actually done. I've talked to a lot of people over my life, but anyway, I want to tell you about this one thing in talkback radio because it is very difficult sometimes where basically you need to move the caller on. You need to get them to the agenda and get to the question and get them off because basically they've got to play commercials as well. They've got to get to the point.
We've got to get to the outrage.
You've got to get to the outrage, that's right. But sometimes, not all the times, but sometimes there are some people that just want to capitalise your time and don't understand exactly what needs to happen in radio. Barry from Watford called talkback host Ian Lee about blue badge holders. Now, blue badge holders are those who can park in disabled parking like we have over here. Yep. Here's how it went.
The reason such as myself can't park in a normal bay is that I have to have my door fully extended.
Yes.
I can't put one
So
leg
here's the
out
lady
and then
with her issues
twist
as.
and get the other leg out. Have to turn my whole body and get the two legs out at the same time.
So she's saying
Otherwise, I'd split my spine.
basically they need to make these
Let me bring
spaces
Barry
bigger.
from Watford in. Barry, when you hear a story like Pat, who could end up splitting her spine,
Yes.
it's a good argument,
Should she
isn't
be
it, for the
driving?
blue badge?
Well, it is, but, you know, I mean, I know people have medical problems, but where we live, there's an independent supermarket with a parking bay for blue holders.
Blue badge holders?
Blue badge. But my
Holders.
wife, they do a certain biscuit there. You can't get it anywhere else. It's like a Viscount biscuit with a minty interior that my wife likes.
No brand names, please.
Oh, sorry, it's a minty biscuit.
Yeah.
A minty biscuit, and it's got two halves chocolate on the top and
Okay, we've got
on the bottom.
we've got the biscuit, Barry.
It's
Yeah.
wrapped in silver foil.
Okay, we've got the biscuit.
Right, so she's very fond of them,
Yes.
and it's got a sort of soft
Okay.
centre in the middle.
It's a minty biscuit. Yeah, we got that.
All right, just at this point in time, Ian Lee is just like, get to the point.
We know about the minty biscuit.
Well, we're hearing a lot about the minty biscuit, but he just wants to get to the point.
A minty biscuit.
Yeah, minty
and
biscuit,
And it's the only place you can get this minty biscuit.
Yeah.
So sometimes, in order to get it, it's got quite crunchy. It's a crunchy biscuit.
It's a crunchy minty biscuit. We've got the biscuit, Barry. Let's...
It's a crunchy minty biscuit.
we've
chocolate.
We've got the biscuit, Barry. So
Chocolate.
tell us this.
Did you even hear him just hit the mic boom? It's like, boom. Well, our one doesn't do it because we have really good ones. Good on you, BBC, you paupers.
Sorry. Well, this biscuit, the crunchy minty biscuit that she likes, you can only get from this particular shop.
What's that got to do with blue badges, Barry?
Well, she likes this biscuit, and sometimes I can't get there unless I park and use the blue badge to go and get it.
Do you have a blue badge?
Yes,
Are you entitled to a blue badge?
she is. But I use it to get the biscuit. It's a very nice biscuit,
Okay.
you know. It's baked and it's a chocolate affair.
Okay, Barry, let me bring Pat back in. Pat, Barry is using his wife's blue badge to get...
See, now he's trying to go
He's like, I've
He-
had enough of this.
No, he's looking through the window at the producer and he's like making like things across his neck. Like,
Drop the call.
you are gone. Like, I'm going to kill you for bringing Barry on. But anyway, so we go back to the other woman.
Get what sounds like, let's be honest, a very delicious minty chocolate biscuit.
It is delicious.
okay.
It is delicious.
If that's the only place you can get the biscuit, Pat, then what's so bad about that?
Well, I haven't disagreed with it, have I? I mean, I can understand his predicament.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
very nice.
he
It's a
can-
lovely one.
So Pat's on board. That's great. At this point, So, yeah, Pat's on board. At this point,
I want to know more about where you can get this biscuit. You've got Rellos in the UK.
I'll find it.
You need to find
I'll
this.
find it.
Barry,
it's a minty one, I think.
It must. So obviously somewhere in Watford. He's not driving too far from his house to get this old
Well,
Barry.
he can drive anywhere he likes. He just uses his wife's badge.